I'm Torrey with Radiant Resilience. Today we will be doing an all levels slow flow yoga practice. Before we get started, things you might want to get ready is if you have a strap or a belt if you don't have a strap. If you have blocks, I would suggest getting 2 of them close by. You won't need them, so that's up to you. And then also, I like to have something to pad my knees when I'm kneeling. You don't need it necessarily, but I use a little garden knee pad. Alright, so let's get started. Come down to your mat. Lengthen out your legs. Bring your arms comfortably away from your sides. Palms facing up so that your shoulders open, chest opens. And just start to notice your breath. Noticing how your body is moving as you breathe. By noticing the breath, it might start to slow down and deepen on its own. And as the breath starts to deepen, we're going to expand it, inhaling into the whole torso, expanding in all directions at once. And exhaling, just letting everything draw back in as you relax the breath out. Inhale, expand every direction, 360 degrees. And exhale, relax it out. And one more of those. Inhale fully. Exhale, release. Let your breath go back to an easy flow. Walk your feet to the floor. Let your low back just gently drop down towards the floor, so you're not forcing it, you're just letting it fall down easily. Shoulders are relaxed down, back of the neck is long. Breathe in. Exhale, drop your knees over to one side, look in the opposite direction. Inhale, center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale back to the middle. Keep going with the timing of your breath. Inhaling as you come to center, exhaling as you twist. This might need to be a smaller motion to start. And you can also explore the positioning of your feet. Wider feet, the twist feels different than if you have narrow feet. So you might do a few rounds in each foot position, just to see what it is that your body is needing in this moment. As your knees go over to one side, stop there and take a sigh. Big inhale, relax the breath out. Make some noise if that feels good. Inhaling center and exhaling to the other side and sigh again. And then back to the middle. Inhale, on your exhale, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a breath or two right here, just letting your low back and your hips start to soften and get used to this position. And then go side to side with the legs. Or you might choose to circle knees going in the same direction. Both gives your low back a little massage. If you're making circles, switch your direction. And then coming back to the middle with your knees. Now holding on to either kneecaps or behind thighs, open knees apart, circle them around, bring the back together, moving your hip joints, getting them moving nice and easy. And then circle the other direction. coming back to center. Place one foot on the floor, extend the other leg up towards the ceiling. Now you can keep the foot that's on the floor as is, or you could choose to lengthen that leg out. If you do, flex the foot and keep your leg active. The leg that's extended up, start to point and flex that foot. Rolling through the foot. Toes are working. Last part of the foot to point, first part to pull back. Spread the toes out as you do this. And then rotate the ankle one direction and the other direction. Flex the foot, spread the toes out, really press through the heel. And then release. That foot comes to the floor, other knee comes into your chest, and then extend the leg up. Once you have the leg extended, decide if you want to lengthen out the other leg on the floor. Foot flexed, active leg. The leg that's reaching to the ceiling, start to point and flex the foot. Circle the ankle. And circle the other direction. As the foot flexed, spread your toes out, press through the heels strongly. Now keeping that leg where it is, bring the other leg up to meet it. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Press your low back into the floor. Big inhale and a forceful exhale. That helps knit the core muscles together, so you want to maintain that, but soften enough so that you're able to breathe. And then low back stays on the floor, imprinting into the floor. Breathe in, exhale, drop one leg, reach the other arm overhead. Inhale back to center. Exhale, leg drops, opposite arm reaches over, and come back to center. Keep going again with your breath. Exhaling as the arm and leg lower. Inhaling as you bring them back up to your starting point. And we'll just do a few more here. Now as you come back to your starting point, low back presses down, let your shoulders drop down. Mine had started to kind of lift up, let them drop down. Do that big forceful exhale again. Low back doesn't lift, and you're going to start to reach arms overhead and lower the legs only to that place where you can keep pressing your low back into the floor. Breathe here. We'll just hold for a few breaths. Good, and then reach back up. Hands come to the outsides of the legs, reaching up as high as you can on the legs, and then open knees coming into happy baby pose. So you might want to hold behind knees. You can hold anywhere along your calf or up to your foot. Lengthen out your tailbone and do a little rocking if that feels good. And coming back to center for a breath. Releasing the legs, bringing the feet to the floor right next to each other. Open your knees apart. Reach your arms over your head. Inhale. As you exhale, reach between the legs towards your feet, peeling the shoulders and head up. Inhale back, reaching arms overhead. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, roll down and forward and down. Coming forward this next time, we're going to hold there and just do a few little pulses. Exhale. Last one. Hold here, breathe. And come back down. Bring the feet back to the floor and bring your arms down by your sides and rock your head side to side. As your head comes to center, if you have a block, take your block, narrow, probably narrow or medium width, and bring it between your knees. Now if you don't have a block, you could always use like a rolled up towel, but you don't need the block if you don't have one. Arms down by your sides, palms up, press the shoulders down right here. Keep the back of the neck long, and then squeeze the block if you have it. As you're squeezing the block, draw your sits bones towards each other. You'll feel your glutes work a little bit. And then scoop the navel in and up. So there's already a lot of activity happening in your low belly and down to the legs. Now maintain all of that, and on your next inhale, keep drawing everything in and up as you work your way up to your bridge pose. Shoulders pressing down, heart is lifting. You could walk shoulders in towards each other. Keep the tailbone lengthening out towards your knees and the navel scooping in and up so your low back doesn't get compressed. Breathe here. Weight is even on your feet. Squeezing the block. On your next inhale, come up onto the toes, and then exhale, spine rolls back down. After the hips release down, move the block to the side, let your heels come down, and then heel toe your feet out just a little wider. As the feet go wider, the toes will angle out naturally. Allow that to happen. If you force the toes to stay forward as your knees open wider, it starts to create a little twist or torque in your knees, which we're going to avoid. So let the toes just angle out slightly where it feels natural, and we're going to come back up to our bridge. On your next inhale, roll yourself up. Keep your knees as wide as the ankles are. Tailbone is long. Breathe here. And one more breath in, and then exhale, roll back down. Now we're going to heel toe the feet out just a little wider. You might be able to go as wide as your mat, but if the knees won't go that wide, you're stopping at where the knees go, okay? So again, you want knees to stay as wide as your ankles. If they don't go that wide, then you adjust your feet. And then on your next inhale, we're going to roll back up. So as we go through these different feet positions with your bridge, it changes the different parts of your glutes you're working. So with the narrower feet, you're working more of the big glutes, the maximus. And then as you go wider, you start to work those smaller glutes that are more on the sides, the medius and minimus. Breathing here. And one more breath in, and then exhale. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Release back down. Walk your feet in. Bring one knee into your chest and lengthen out the other leg. Take a sigh here. And then when you're ready, switch to the other side. Now keep holding on to that one leg and slide the other foot back to the floor. Cross the ankle, the top leg, ankle over the bottom thigh. Flex your foot to stabilize your knee. And now we're gonna bring your hand down to the center of your thigh or up by the crease of your hip and press into the thigh as if you were trying to push it towards that wall. Now, you're going to resist with the leg. The leg is going to push back into your hand. So it's an isometric contraction here. The muscle is staying one length, but it's working as the leg resists into your hand. Now we're going to relax the leg, breathe in, keep the leg relaxed, and just let the hand press that thigh way up by the crease of your hip away from you, creating some space in the front of your hip, and you might feel a little space in the side of your waist. And then let that press go. You're going to keep the ankle crossed. Now, depending on how your hips are feeling today, you might keep the bottom foot on the floor, You might bring the bottom foot up onto a block, or you could bring the bottom foot all the way up, drawing the knee in towards your chest. And then regardless of what you did with lifting the foot or not, move your legs side to side. As you go in one direction, you'll notice you'll feel a little more intensity in the glutes of that top leg. So after you go side to side a few times, go to where it feels like it's the right amount for you. Stay there and breathe. Good, and release. The top foot now comes down to the floor and the other ankle crosses over the thigh. Taking your hand up by the crease of the hip on your thigh, press the thigh away from you. At the same time, the thigh presses into the hand. Feeling that steady resistance, steady contraction. Now keep the leg where it is, but you're going to relax it. Deep breath in. On your next exhale, press the thigh away from you with your hand. A little deeper stretch here. That feels good. And then let that go. Leg stays crossed. The bottom foot can stay on the floor. Bottom foot can come up onto a block. Or the bottom foot lifts all the way up as the knee draws into your chest. And you can hold behind the thigh or even over the shin. And then go side to side with your legs. Noticing that extra intensity as in the glute of your top leg as the legs go in one direction over the other. And then find the right amount of intensity for you and breathe. As you release, go ahead and give your knees a hug and rock side to side. And then roll to your side and bring yourself all the way up to a seated position. You're going to work a little bit on the neck and shoulders to start. So sitting up tall, shoulders roll up, back and down. Bring your hands as if they were pressing in towards the floor if you're able to, and then drop your chin to your chest. Take a sigh. As you sigh, shoulders slide down your back, or shoulder blades slide down your back. And then just do a little slide the chin along the chest to one collarbone, and then slide to the other collarbone. And then back to center. Now roll your head over to the shoulder, ear to the shoulder, and forward into the other side. Let's just do a few more of those. And then as you come over to one side, stay there, nod your head, little nods, pressing the opposite hand down into the floor more firmly. And then stop there, take a sigh. The direction your head is pointing, lean onto that hand. Other hand reaches out and down. And then sweep that arm up and over. Bottom hand presses into the floor, which helps you even out your sits bones and get a little deeper side stretch if you like. Good, and come all the way up, chin to the chest. Roll your head over to the other side. Opposite hand presses down, little nods of the head. And stop for a sigh. Lean into the hand that your head is in the direction your head is pointing. Other hand reaches down and out. And then sweep the arm up and over. Press the bottom hand down. Breathe deeply into your side. And come all the way up. Roll shoulders up, back, and down. And then hands are going to come onto your knees. And we're just going to start to do some little circles here. So you you'll notice as I'm circling, ooh, I almost fell over. As I'm circling, I'm switching my weight from one hip to the other. And again, this is one of those movements where you might start smaller and gradually go bigger. And then gradually come back into the center, and then we'll go the other way. Maybe start small and then go bigger. Feeling your weight shift all the way around on the floor. You can let your head and shoulders go if that feels safe to you. Alright, and then working your way back to center. Now we're going to come into a forward bend, but I want you to keep your spine straight. Walk your hands forward, pull the heart forward, lengthen the back of your neck. And then the foot that's in front, walk your hands in the direction those toes are pointing. And back to the middle. Walk your hands up, and then you're going to bring that front leg, bring the knee up, foot comes to the floor. We're coming into a twist. So you can decide, you might keep your feet exactly as is, or if it feels available to you, you're going to pull the bottom leg over and cross the top leg on top. But if that doesn't work, you can have the knee on the outside of the foot. All right. And then pull the top leg in tight to your chest, lift up really tall. Opposite hand as that top leg reaches up to lengthen as much as you can. Breathe in. As you exhale, bring the arm around the leg. Other hand can come towards the floor. You might just use that hand to help you lengthen your spine as you twist. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, soften tension out of your pose. Breathe in, and as you exhale, slowly release and bring same hand as leg and twist in the other direction. Inhale and exhale, release. Unwind, come into your cross-legged position, but with the other leg on top in the front, and then walk your hands forward again. Spine stays straight, you're just hinging. Pull your heart forward, lengthen through the back of the neck. And walk hands in the direction of your front toes. And then back to the middle. And come up. Front leg, bring that knee up, foot comes flat to the floor. If you're able to, walk the other foot over, bringing the knee more to the center and crossing the legs. Squeeze the top knee into your chest as you sit tall. And then opposite hand as your top knee reaches up to the sky. Lengthen as much as you can, breathe in. And then exhale, wrap the arm. Other hand comes to the floor behind you. Lengthen as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, soften. One more breath. And then exhale, release. Same hand as leg reaches around. And then you're going to twist in the other direction. And go ahead and come out. Release the legs, lengthen them out, give them a little shake. And then bring the feet back to the floor. Hands come down to the floor behind you. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down, opening through your chest. Press up through your heart. Gaze is where it feels best for your neck. I'm going to turn sideways for this one. And then if it feels available to you, maybe lift your hips up. Hips come back down. Bring your hands behind your knees. Open through the chest and come onto the tips of the toes, or bring shins up. Now, bring your hands to just one leg. Other leg is free. And you're going to try to keep everything really still as you move that leg open and closed. If you want more of a challenge, the leg you're holding, let that go, but keep it still. All right, back to center, and then hold on to the leg that was moving and move the other leg. Again, staying really still. You can let the hands go if you want to challenge yourself more. And one more. And then hands behind the knees. Right feet come back to the floor. Lift up through your heart. Release the legs. Hands come behind you again. So you're back behind your sits bones. Move your knees side to side, giving your glutes a massage as you do a little twist. And then move yourself all the way around to come up to table. So this is one of those places where if you have tender knees, you might want to pad them with a blanket or a knee pad. All right, take a breath in, and as you exhale, round your spine, moving into your cat-cows. Inhale, arch, and keep going. Last one. Back to center. Bring one hand a little more underneath your chest. Not all the way to center, but just a little further in. And then you're going to inhale, reach the other arm up, and sweep it through. So we're not going to come all the way down onto the shoulder. We're just going to flow with this. Inhale as you reach up and come through. And two more of those up and through. And up and through. Good. Reach back up one last time. Reach, 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 reach. And then bring the hand down, and we'll go to the other side. Inhale up, exhale through, and up and through. Two more. Up. Great to get the upper back moving, and then last time, reach up, reach, 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 and come back down. Hands come back underneath your shoulders. Do a few more of those cat-cows. As you come back to neutral with your spine, stretch one leg out in front of you. Toes curl under. I'm going to move this block. Actually, I'm going to bring it up here so I can show you if you end up needing it later. Toes curl under. Push back through your heel. If you want some extra there, bring the other knee into your chest. Breathing. If you lifted the knee, bring it back down. And then lift the leg up. Maybe reach opposite arm forward, bend the knee, scoop the navel in and up so you're not going to be moving into your low back. This movement is really small. Lift the knee, lower the knee, lift, lower. Just a few of those. Good. And then lengthen the leg out, bring the hand back to the floor. Little yogi push-ups. Breathe in, exhale, come forward. Inhale, press up. Squeezing elbows in towards your chest as you lower. Let's do one more. Bring the knee down. Toes curl under. Lift to down dog. If down dog isn't your pose today, come into puppy pose instead, walking hands forward, hips stay up as you drop the heart. I'm going to come into down dog. If you're in down dog, you might pedal feet a little. If you're in puppy pose and you'd like a little extra shoulder stretch, you'll work up onto your fingertips
and really lift the outside edges of your armpits to the sky. So you're squeezing shoulder blades together. And whatever pose you're in, go ahead, take a sigh. And then release down into child's pose. Child's pose can be narrow, knees together, or it can be wider, big toes together with wider knees. You might rock side to side. And then center for a side. Back up to table. Same sequence to the other side. Leg stretches out, toes under, push back through the heel. Option is to lift the other knee to your chest. Breathe. If you lifted the knee, bring it down. Lift the leg up. Maybe reach the opposite arm forward. Bend the knee. Scoop the navel in and up so your core is strong here. And then lift the foot an inch and lower. Lift, lower. Not big. You don't want to bow in your low back. All right, just a few more here. And then the hand comes down, lengthen the leg. Let's try for 5 more of those yogi push-ups. Lower down and press up. My last count, I think it's 2 more. And last one. Good. Back to both knees. And again, child's pose, puppy pose, or down dog. Pick the pose that's best for you in this particular moment. Breathe into it and sigh. Everybody comes back into child's pose. As you're in child's pose, reach your arms forward. Stay on your forearms as you come into your table. So you want elbows underneath shoulders. You can clasp hands or have hands on the mat parallel to each other. I'm going to move my knee pad out of the way. Working into plank here. Plank can be on knees. Plank can be on toes. Either way, once you get to your plank, we're going to do a little twist. Dip one hip and other hip. Woo. Really good for strengthening the core. And just a few more. These are hard. All right, and then plank in the center, take a few breaths. Release all the way down. Release the toes, hands underneath your forehead. Take a big breath in, side out. And now release the forehead to the mat. Hands come down next to your low ribs. Elbows come together. Tops of the feet push down. Lengthen the tailbone. Scoop in the navel. And work your way up to a small cobra. One where you could lift your hands off the floor if you needed to. Breathe here. Back of the neck stays long. Breathe in. Exhale, lower down. Take a big sigh. We're going to do one more. Tops of the feet down. Lengthen tailbone. Scoop in the navel. Lift up. Now you can stay in this low cobra, or now you can go deeper using hands. Pressing yourself up. Shoulders stay down away from your ears. Breathe here. If your back isn't liking this, go down to that lower option. Breathe in. And release down. Press yourself up. Back to your table pose. Wag your hips side to side. And then into child's pose. And sigh here. Slide the arms down by your sides, palms up, let your shoulders release. Big Big inhale, big exhale. And then inhale, reach your way up to a knee stand, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale up, exhale, fold, and again up and fold. Now this time we're going to come up and we're going to stay there. Hands come to the heart and side. Eyes open, inhale, open the heart. Exhale, round over a beach ball. Inhale, open. Exhale, round to your side. And open and round. Good. And back to center, open. Go back to your side. Now stay there. Roll the shoulder that's closest to me open, so your chest faces forward, and sweep open. And then exhale to the side. Top shoulder rolls open and sweep. One more each side. Roll around, roll, open, and last one on this side. Round, open, and sweep. And then one more in the middle. Round over it and come up. And then release the arms. Roll shoulders. Sorry. Got a little frog in my throat. Now, if you like to use blocks for lunges, now here's the time where you're going to get your blocks. And we are going to be on the back knees, so make sure you have your knees padded if you need it. From here, I'll show with blocks, but you don't need the blocks. We're going to bring 1 foot forward into a half lunge. Shoulders roll up, back, and down. Bring your hands up to your front leg, or out, or up. Heart's lifting. Now on your inhale, push your front foot into the floor, move your hips back, open elbows out to a goalpost. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, open. Exhale. One more. Pause there for a breath. Hands sweep back down to the floor or your blocks. Back toes curl under. Lift your back knee up. Lengthen through your back heel all the way to the top of your head. And now we're going to just do kind of a forward and rock. You get a little bit of momentum, bending the back knee, and then you're going to push forward into a forward bend. Inhale up. Halfway, exhale forward, and then step back to that lunge. So we're going to come forward and back a few times with that lunge. So you're going to step up and push back. Then step up and push back. And one more and push back. Good. From there, back heel comes down, toes angle out slightly. Hands can walk to the front leg, or you might be able to sweep all the way up. Warrior one. Outside edge of your back foot's down on the floor, arches lifted. Breathe here. And then hands sweep back down. If you're using blocks, you can walk them with you as you walk your hands to the long edge of your mat. Toes are turned forward. Let's keep the spine long. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. Spine stays long here. Chest is lifted. And then walk your hands forward. Again, you can be up on blocks if you want. Into kind of a wide down dog. And then we're going to bring hands forward into a wide plank. Breathe in. Exhale back. Inhale forward and back. And one more, forward and back. Walk your hands back in. Deep inhale as you lengthen through your spine. Exhale, fold forward. Turn forward again for this next part. And then you're going to come up to that halfway point. Bend your knees just a little bit. Walk your hands up to the very tops of your thighs. Push your thighs back. Lengthen your spine forward through the top of your head. Creates a little stretch in your spine. And then come all the way up. Turn your front toes out. Bring the arms out. Breathe in. Exhale. Bend the knee, warrior two here. Shoulders are dropping down. Crown of the head is up towards the ceiling. If you'd like a little extra challenge, turn your top hand up and lift that heel of your front foot. Heel comes down, inhale, exhale, elbow or hand to the thigh, top arm reaches up and over. If you're going deeper, hand can be on the floor or a block. And then back up, warrior two. Back arm is going to wrap around your back, or it can come down on your bottom leg. Front arm reaches up. Reverse warrior. And then that front arm is going to come back into your T position. Lengthen the front leg and push the ball of that foot into the floor. The hand is wrapped around your back, or it could be on your hip. Breathe in and exhale. Pull the hips away as you reach out with your extended arm and come up. Exhale, so the hips are tilting and you're lengthening through both sides of your waist. One more time. Reach out. Now this time you can't reach any further. Let the hand come down softly. Other arm reaches up. You can go to the floor or block as well. Looking down, bend that knee. Ease your hands back to each side of that front foot. Back heel lifts. Back knee can come down to the floor or not. Step back to a plank. So if you came to table first, then come into your plank when you're ready. Breathe here. Knees come down. Chest leads. Hips stay up. Heart to earth. And come all the way down to the floor. Arms down by your sides, lengthen out your tailbone, scoop in the navel. This time, arms, legs, heart, everything's lifting. Breathe here. Back of the neck stays long. Hands underneath your forehead, relax all the way down. Big inhale, sigh it out. Hips wiggle side to side. And now we're going to come up into a down dog or puppy pose. Hands are going to be next to your ribs. Now you can press up, try to press up in a plank. So that could be a modified plank on your knees. Or maybe it's going to be a full plank. Really engage your core. These are hard. And then you're going to go into down dog or puppy pose. And then back into child's pose. If you want, you could rock here side to side. Or you can just hang here and relax. Big sigh. To table and come all the way up onto your knee stand, and then we're going to come with the other leg in front. So I turned around just so that the ankle was better, but you're just going to switch legs. Make sure you switch legs coming into your half lunge here. Again, you could use your blocks or not. And then ease your hands up to your leg or reach up. So you could keep your hand on your front leg the whole time while you're doing this. Push your front foot into the floor. Inhale, hips go back, elbows open. Exhale, forward and reach up. And open and forward. And one more of those. Open and forward. Good. Take a breath. Hands sweep down. Back toes curl under. Lift your back knee. Finding your lunge. We're going to do a little rocking. Try to be kind of springy here. And then we're going to push off your back foot and step it forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold back down, and then step back. So now we're going to go back and forward with this. Come forward and back. And forward and back. Just a few more. Forward and back. And last one. Forward and back. As you come back, heel to the floor, foot angles out, hands to the front leg, or sweep all the way up. Warrior one. Squaring your hips, well, they might not get square, but you're working towards squaring the hips to the front of your mat. So that means bringing that hip of your back leg forward a little bit as the other hip works back slightly. But don't lose the connection with your heel of your back foot. Breathe. And then sweep hands back down. You can take your blocks with you if you want. Walk your hands to the wide side of your mat again. This time, turn your toes out, bend your knees. Keep your chest lifted, lengthen one leg as the other leg bends more. And the hip of the straight leg, just drop it towards the floor a little. And then go to the other side. And come to center. Ease your hands to the inner thighs. Knees are pushing back, chest is forward. Drop one shoulder, look over the other. And switch. Back to center, chest lifts right up over your hips. Coming into goddess pose. Inhale, reach up, 5-pointed star. Exhale, come down. And up. Down, one more. Open up, turn the toes forward, and now we're going to do warrior two on the other side. So just make sure you're doing the second side. Turn the toes out, arms come out, breathe in, exhale into your warrior two. Breathe here. Lengthen through your fingertips, but drop your shoulders. Breathe in, exhale, side ankle pose, elbow or hand to the thigh, other arm comes up and over, or you could go down further, floor or block. And then back up, warrior two. Back hand's gonna come down to the leg, or if you're able to wrap it, reach the other arm up. Keeping the back hand wrapped, bring the other arm down. If wrapping doesn't work, hand to the hip instead. Lengthen out the leg, ball of the foot stays pressing down into the floor the whole time. Breathe in, exhale, shift the hips back as you reach out over the leg and up. Exhale, reach and up, and one more time. Reach. This time when you can't reach any further, let that bottom arm down. Soft on the leg or the block or the floor. Reach the other arm up. Good. Looking down, bend the knee. Hands back to each side of the foot. Lift the back heel. And we're going to use that momentum and step forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Fingers go back. Inhale all the way up. Hands to your heart. Take a sigh. Just going to back up a little bit. And then open the eyes. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, lower, fingers reach back. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands come to your heart. Lower down into chair pose. Scoop the navel, lengthen through the low back, open through your collarbones, and then maybe interlace the fingers and press the palms up. But don't let your chin go forward. Keep your neck in line with your spine. And then release the arms down. Reach them back, palms turn forward, arms line up with your torso.
Roll up onto your toes. Heels release, reach back up. Sweep the arms down, up to the toes. Heels down, reach up. We'll do one more of those. Sweep down, heels up. Heels down, sweep up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, halfway. And down, reach back. Inhale, come all the way up. And hands to the heart. Take a sigh here. And then the eyes open. And we're gonna work into a little balance sequence. I really love this one. It's very circular. So I'm just gonna show you first what it looks like quickly, and then you'll know where we're going with it. So the first balance is tree pose. And then you're gonna step out, open the arms, maybe the toes touch, into star pose, floating star. And then you're gonna step to face the end of the mat and come into a warrior 3 or airplane pose. Then facing forward again, now we're on the other leg for tree pose. Step out, floating star. And step to face the end of the mat into airplane. And then back to center. So that's the sequence. Go ahead and get ready. If you need to be at a wall or step off your mat to have a little more stability, feel free to do that. And then we're just gonna work right into it. Come into your tree pose. It doesn't have to be a high tree. Maybe your toes even touch. Make sure you're breathing. It's tempting to hold your breath in balance poses, but you're gonna keep breathing here. Now the foot that's lifted, you're gonna just naturally take a step to the side, open the arms out. Toes might touch at first. When you feel ready, you might lift the foot. And again, the foot that's lifted is the foot you're gonna step onto. So you're gonna turn to face the end of your mat. Back toes touch at first. Open the arms out to a T so you have a little extra stability there. When you're ready, maybe lift that foot up. Lifted foot, you're gonna step onto it, facing forward again. Tree pose on this side. Breathing, soft, steady gaze, soft jaw. The lifted foot steps out, arms open, toes touch, or maybe foot lifts. And then stepping onto that lifted foot, face the other end of your mat, back toes touch until you're ready, airplane pose. Lifted foot, step back onto it, back to face front, back to both feet, center your weight, and take a sigh. Good, opening the eyes, inhale, reach up, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, lower back down, fingers go back. Inhale, come all the way up. As you reach up, roll up onto your toes. Reach your hands forward. Squeeze the legs together so the legs are right, ooh, it's hard to look sideways and do this. The legs are right next to each other, squeezing in. Heels are lifted. Now if your knees don't like this, you're just gonna go to where it feels appropriate for you. If you're feeling able to, you're gonna lower all the way down. And then hands come to the heart, squeeze legs together, balance perch pose. And then release all the way down onto your hips. This is where you might want your strap. We're gonna tuck in, I'll turn slightly to the side. We're gonna tuck one leg in, other leg knee to the chest, and then lengthen it up. So if you wanna use your strap, strap goes around the foot as you lengthen up. Don't have to use the strap, you can just hold onto your leg wherever you're able to reach it. Lift up through your heart. Now, taking opposite hand as foot, you're going to reach around to the outside of the leg. So it can be up by the knee, the thigh, the ankle, or even the outside of that foot. Lift up really tall and then reach the other arm back. The leg you're holding, draw it towards the midline just a little bit. So side, if I'm facing you, it would look like this. And that just gets into your IT band a little bit and your outer hamstrings. Good, and then release back out of your twist and just lift one more little breath here. And tuck that foot in, and we'll do the other side. So lean back, lengthen out the leg, hold wherever you need to, or use a strap. Pushing through the heel, opening through the chest. Opposite hand as the leg reaches around to the outside of the leg, wherever you're going to hold it. And then lift the heart up, reach the other arm back. And then the leg you're holding, draw it across the midline just a little bit. Woo! To get into your IT band slightly. And then release out of your twist, holding on to that leg or foot. Lift up just one last little breath here. And to release. Both feet come to the floor in front of you. Inhale, lift up through your heart. Exhale, round back. Little cat-cow here. Inhale, up and back. And then release all the way down to the floor. Knees into your chest and rock side to side. Circle knees in one direction and circle in the other direction. Open the arms out to a T position. Now we're coming into a twist. You can keep knees into your chest as you twist, or if you want a softer twist, bring the feet to the floor and then twist. Your choice. Breathe in, exhale, moving into your twist. If you want knees up higher, but it feels just like a little too much, you can bring a block underneath your legs, or you can bring a block between the legs. Those are two options you could explore. Dropping both shoulders towards the floor, looking in the opposite direction as your legs. Take a sigh. And then center your head, bring legs up through the middle, and then exhale over to the other side in your twist. And again, take a sigh there, dropping the shoulders. And center your head and bring legs back up. Knees into your chest, little rock. And then feet come to the floor. Lengthen the legs all the way out. Reach your arms over your head. On your inhale, big full stretch through the whole body. And exhale, relax. Inhale, stretch one side. The other side stays relaxed. And let it go. And then inhale, the other side stretches. And let it go. And then one more full body stretch. As you release, just check in. Is there any last movement that you might want to do? Maybe you just want to give one knee a hug, or you want to come into a bridge pose or a happy baby pose. You decide what will feel the best to your body in this moment. And take your time as you're moving into whatever that happens to be. And then when you're ready, get yourself ready for Shavasana, final relaxation. Bringing the arms comfortably away from your sides. If having legs lengthened isn't feeling good to you today, you can be in constructive rest pose. Feet on the floor and the knees just fall into each other to hold them. They prop each other up. And sometimes that's a better option for you. So just just check in and pick which one feels the best. And once you're settled and comfortable, take 2 or 3 more sighs. With each sigh softening, each sigh letting go, each sigh surrender. Giving the system time to integrate all the benefits of your asana practice. Cultivating the art of doing nothing. Allowing the mind as well as the body to relax and let go. The breath is easy. Jaw, lips, tongue, eyelids, brow soften. Now inhale into your belly and let it go. Inhale, belly, low ribs. Let it go. Inhale, belly, ribs, upper chest, the biggest breath you can possibly take. And let it go. Let's start to move your body again. Fingers and toes, hands and feet. Gradually working into the rest of the body, bringing your knees into your chest, rocking a few times. And then rolling all the way over to one side. Stay there and take a sigh. And then use your top hand to bring yourself up to seated as easily as you're able to. If you can, keep your eyes closed or just softly down towards the floor. As you come up to seated, sitting tall, take another sigh here. And then bring the hands down by your sides. On your inhale, sweep arms all the way up, gathering all that calm and alert energy in, and then drawing it down into your heart center so that it's with you to access throughout your day. And one more sigh here. Bow your head and send yourself a message of gratitude for taking time for your yoga practice today. And I thank you as well. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.